The massive alien ship hung in space like a dark cloud over Earth's orbital defense station. Ambassador James Walker stood at the viewing window, his gray hair reflecting the dim light of distant stars. Next to him, his team waited in tense silence as they prepared for humanity's first official contact with the stellar dominion. "They're ready to begin transmission," said Mary Wells, the communication expert. Her fingers moved quickly across the holographic display. The wall-sized screen in front of them flickered to life, revealing the alien commander. High Commander Krell looked almost reptilian, with scaled skin that shimmed in various shades of purple. His four eyes blinked in an unsettling pattern as he studied the humans before him. When he spoke, his translator converted his clicks and whistles into English. "So these are the representatives of Earth," Krell said, his tone dripping with contempt. "A primitive world that dares to resist joining our glorious dominion." Walker kept his face neutral, though inside he felt a mix of anger and pity for the aliens' arrogance. "High Commander, we welcome the opportunity for peaceful dialogue. Earth has much to offer as a potential friend and trading partner." Krell's upper lip curled in what seemed to be a sneer. "Friend? Trading partner? You misunderstand your position, human. We have studied your world. Your most powerful weapons are simple nuclear devices. Your ships can barely reach your own moon." Behind Walker, General Mike Thompson shifted uncomfortably. They all knew Earth's apparent weakness was carefully crafted, but it still stung to hear their civilization dismissed so easily. "Commander," Walker said calmly, "I strongly advise you to reconsider your approach. Earth wishes to avoid conflict, but we will defend ourselves if necessary." Laughter erupted from the alien delegation. The sound was harsh and mechanical through the translators. Krell raised one of his four arms, silencing his subordinates. "Defend yourselves. With what? We have 10,000 warships positioned throughout your solar system. Each one carries enough firepower to level one of your largest cities." Krell leaned forward, his scales darkening with excitement. "You have 2 Earth days to surrender. We demand complete access to your planet's resources and immediate integration of your population into our workforce." Walker took a deep breath. This was the moment he had trained for, the reason why Earth had chosen him, a man who could stay calm even when delivering humanity's most serious warning. "High Commander Krell, let me be very clear," Walker said, his voice carrying the weight of every human nation behind it. "If you attempt to invade Earth, your fleet will be destroyed. This is not a threat. It is not an attempt at negotiation. It is simply a fact." For a moment, silence filled both chambers. Then Krell began to laugh again, harder this time. "Your bravery is amusing, but foolish. Perhaps we should demonstrate our power now, to help you understand your situation better." "Any aggressive action will be considered an act of war," Walker replied. "This is your only warning, Commander. Earth has capabilities you cannot comprehend. Do not mistake our peaceful intentions for weakness." Krell's translator crackled as he snarled his response. "Enough of this nonsense. Your time runs out in 2 days. Prepare your surrender or watch your cities burn." The transmission cut off abruptly. Walker turned to his team, their faces illuminated by Earth's blue glow through the station window. "They didn't listen," Mary said quietly. "They never do," Walker replied, straightening his jacket. "Contact the Defense Council. Tell them to begin preparations. The Void Protocol may be our only option now." As his team rushed to their tasks, Walker remained at the window, watching the alien ship. Soon, that vessel and thousands like it would learn why humanity had spent 50 years preparing for this moment. They would learn why Earth's warnings should have been heeded. And they would learn it all in a single brilliant instant. 50 years earlier, in an underground laboratory deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, Dr. Martha Stone stared at her computer screen with wide eyes. The numbers didn't lie. They had finally done it. "Run the test again," she said, her voice barely a whisper. The large chamber around her hummed with energy as massive quantum computers processed the calculations. Dozens of scientists stopped their work to watch the experiment's final confirmation. In the center of the room, A small metal cube floated inside a glass chamber. Blue energy crackled around it as the quantum field grew stronger. Then, in a flash of light that forced everyone to shield their eyes, the cube vanished. "Transfer complete," announced the computer's voice. "Target object successfully displaced to parallel void dimension. 0 atomic dispersion detected." The room erupted in cheers. 20 years of work had led to this moment. Dr. Stone turned to look at Director Robert Cole, who stood watching from the observation deck above. He nodded once and left the room. They both knew what this meant. Humanity now had its shield against the stars. Within hours, the President of the United States was briefed in the Oval Office. "You're telling me," he said, looking at the report, "that we can make things disappear just like that?" "Not exactly disappear, Mr. President," Dr. Stone explained. She pointed to a diagram showing multiple dimensions. "We can transfer matter to a parallel dimension we call the void. It's a space that exists alongside ours, but contains nothing. No light, no matter, nothing that could interact with the transferred objects." Director Cole stepped forward. "What Dr. Stone has created is the ultimate defensive weapon. With enough power and the right delivery system, we could transfer entire armies or fleets into the void. They wouldn't be destroyed, just removed from our universe entirely." The President leaned back in his chair. "The public can't know about this. Not yet. If we reveal we have this technology, we lose our advantage. That's why we're proposing the Void Protocol," Director Cole said, placing another folder on the desk. "A global defense initiative. We build the system in secret, hide it in plain sight as civilian satellites and space debris. When the time comes, Earth will be ready." The next decade saw the largest secret operation in human history. Every major nation contributed resources and scientists to the project. Thousands of quantum displacement satellites were launched under the cover of communications networks and weather monitoring systems. Dr. Stone worked tirelessly to perfect the technology. She knew that one day, humanity would need it. The universe was vast, and first contact was inevitable. When it came, Earth needed to be ready. "The hard part isn't making things disappear," she often told her team as they worked. "It's making sure we only remove what we intend to remove. One miscalculation, and we could displace parts of Earth itself." The day the first alien probe was detected entering the solar system, Dr. Stone was ready. The Void Protocol was complete. Earth's apparent defenses, missiles, energy shields, and orbital platforms were merely a facade. The real protection lay in the thousands of innocent-looking satellites that circled the planet. As she watched the final system test from her lab, now gray-haired but still sharp as ever, Dr. Stone thought about the choice humanity had made. They could have used the quantum displacement technology to explore the stars, to push the boundaries of science. Instead, they had turned it into a weapon, a last resort to protect Earth from any threat. "The system is ready," she told Director Cole, who had also aged but never lost his determination. "Let's hope we never have to use it." Cole nodded grimly. "Hope for peace," he said, "but prepare for war. That's why they'll never see it coming." Sometimes the best weapon is the one your enemy doesn't believe exists. Little did they know that in just a few short days, their life's work would be put to the ultimate test. The 2-day deadline passed without Earth's surrender. High Commander Krell kept his word. Admiral Tom Richards stood in Earth's main defense center, watching as 10,000 red dots appeared on the massive display screen. Each dot represented an alien warship entering the solar system. His team worked quietly at their stations, maintaining the appearance of a nervous and overwhelmed Earth military. "They're moving in formation," reported Lisa Brown, his senior tactical officer. 5 main attack groups. Largest concentration heading straight for Earth. "What about our outer defense platforms?" Richards asked, knowing full well they were meant to fail. "Being destroyed as we speak, sir." Lisa's voice shook convincingly. "Mars' defense grid is already down. Jupiter station's going dark." The Admiral nodded, watching the alien fleets approach. Everything was going according to plan. Each destroyed platform, each failed defense line, reinforced the aliens' belief in their superiority. They were walking right into humanity's trap. In orbit, the first wave of Dominion ships launched their fighters. Thousands of small craft filled space like angry wasps, heading for Earth's atmosphere. The planet's conventional defenses responded, launching outdated missiles and fighters that stood no chance against alien technology. "Sir," called out Mark Davis from the communication station, "High Commander Krell is broadcasting on all frequencies." The alien leader's face appeared on screens worldwide. His scales were dark with excitement, all four eyes gleaming with triumph. "People of Earth," he announced, "your pathetic defenses fall before us like leaves in a storm. Surrender now, and we may show mercy." Admiral Richards pressed a button on his console, opening a channel to all Earth forces. "This is Admiral Richards. Maintain defensive positions. Hold the line as long as you can." He knew his words would be intercepted by the aliens, adding to their false sense of victory. The battle in space continued. Earth's ships fought bravely, sacrificing themselves to maintain the illusion. Each loss was calculated, each retreat designed to draw the alien fleet into precise positions around the planet. In the defense center's quiet corner, a secure quantum channel buzzed. Richards picked up the small device, reading the message from Director Cole. "Void protocol ready. Continue as planned." The Admiral allowed himself a small smile. Above them, the Dominion fleet was spreading out exactly as predicted. Their arrogance made them predictable. They wanted to surround Earth completely, to make their victory absolute. "Enemy ships entering optimal firing range," Lisa reported, her voice still trembling perfectly. "They're targeting major cities." The alien ships moved into position, their weapons charging. Energy readings spiked across the board as they prepared to rain destruction on Earth's population centers. "Sir," Mark called out again, another transmission from High Commander Krell. The alien's face appeared once more, this time filled with smug satisfaction. "Your resistance ends now. Watch as your greatest cities burn. After that, perhaps you will understand your place in our dominion." Admiral Richards straightened his uniform and opened a channel. "This is your final warning, Commander Krell. Withdraw your forces immediately." Laughter echoed through the command center. "You still attempt to threaten us. With what? We have destroyed your best defenses. Your ships flee before us. Your weapons cannot harm our smallest vessel." "Not all weapons are visible, Commander." Richards checked the quantum device again. The confirmation light was green. Everything was in position. "You were warned. Remember that." He closed the channel and opened a secure line to the Global Defense Initiative. "This is Admiral Richards. The enemy fleet is in position." He paused, thinking of all the years of preparation leading to this moment. "Begin the Void Protocol." Above Earth, thousands of innocent-looking satellites quietly came to life, ready to demonstrate humanity's true power. In the underground command center of the Global Defense Initiative, Director Robert Cole watched as the final pieces of Earth's trap fell into place. The massive wall screen showed the Stellar Dominion's fleet spreading around the planet like a net of deadly stars. "Quantum grid status?" he asked, his voice steady despite the tension filling the room. Dr. Martha Stone, now checking final calculations at her station, looked up from her screens. "All satellites reporting ready. Energy levels optimal. The displacement field will be perfect." She paused, then added, 50 years of work, Robert. All for this moment." Around them, dozens of technicians monitored their systems. Each one had spent years preparing for this day, knowing they could tell no one, not even their families, about humanity's true defensive capabilities. Above, the alien fleet continued its advance. Their massive ships moved with total confidence, believing they had Earth completely at their mercy. High Commander Krell's flagship took position directly over New York City, its weapon systems glowing with deadly energy. "Sir," called out John Peters from the communications station, We're receiving reports of alien dropships entering the atmosphere. They're beginning their ground invasion. Director Cole nodded. Let them come a little closer. We need their entire force committed to the attack. He turned to Dr. Stone. Status of the quantum field. She studied her readings carefully. Field generators all in position. The moment we activate the system, the displacement effect will cover a sphere extending 30,000 kilometers from Earth's surface. Every Dominion ship is already within range. On the main screen, they watched as more alien ships moved into their final attack positions. The Dominion fleet had arranged itself in a perfect sphere around Earth, wanting to demonstrate their complete dominance over the planet. They're so confident, muttered Dr. Stone. They didn't even consider why we let them surround us completely. A new transmission cut through all channels. High Commander Krell's image appeared on screens across Earth. His scaled face showed pure satisfaction as he prepared to deliver his victory speech. People of Earth, he announced, his translator making his voice boom through every speaker. Your pitiful resistance ends now. In moments, our weapons will strike every major city simultaneously. Your civilization will be broken, and you will serve the Dominion as is proper for such a primitive species. Director Cole stood straight, his aged face showing no fear. Initiate final status check, he ordered. Throughout the command center, confirmations began rolling in. Quantum grid synchronized. Power systems at full capacity. Targeting systems locked. Displacement calculations verified. All satellites in optimal position. Dr. Stone's fingers flew across her control panel, making final adjustments. Field stability at 100%. We're ready, Robert. High Commander Krell continued his speech, unaware of what was about to happen. Let this be a lesson to all who would defy the Dominion. Watch now as we demonstrate true power. Send our final transmission, Director Cole ordered. Admiral Richards' voice cut through all channels, interrupting Krell's speech. Attention Stellar Dominion forces, you were warned. You chose not to listen. Watch carefully. You're about to learn why. Krell's response came quickly, filled with rage at being interrupted. You dare. Your pathetic species still thinks it can threaten us. Fire all weapons. Let them. Director Cole took a deep breath, thinking of all the years of preparation, all the secrecy, all leading to this one moment. He looked at Dr. Stone, who nodded solemnly. Activate the Void Protocol, he commanded. Now, the moment Director Cole gave the command, thousands of satellites around Earth sparked to life. What the Stellar Dominion had dismissed as simple communication devices and space junk suddenly pulsed with brilliant blue energy. In the Global Defense Initiative's command center, Dr. Stone's hands moved swiftly across her control panel. Quantum field generators activating, she announced. Power flow stable at maximum capacity. The main screen showed the globe surrounded by points of light as each satellite powered up. Lines of energy began connecting them, forming complex geometric patterns around the planet. The alien fleet, still preparing to fire their weapons, remained unaware of the true purpose of these lights. First phase complete, Dr. Stone reported. Beginning field synchronization. High Commander Krell's voice crackled through the communication system. What is this light show supposed to be? Your pathetic attempts to... His words cut off as he finally realized something was wrong. The energy lines between the satellites grew stronger, forming a glowing web that encompassed the entire alien fleet. Each ship now sat at the intersection of multiple energy beams, trapped in a precise three-dimensional grid. They're trying to escape. John Peters called out from his station. Multiple ships engaging emergency drives. Director Cole allowed himself a small smile. Too late. They're already caught in the quantum web. On his flagship, Krell was shouting orders. Full power to engines. Break free of these energy fields. Launch all fighters. But the more his ships struggled, the more firmly they became locked in position. Dr. Stone watched her readings carefully. Quantum field stability at 95% and rising. The more they fight against it, the stronger the field becomes. They're actually helping us by trying to escape. Around Earth, the web of energy grew brighter. The alien ships looked like insects caught in a glowing blue spider's web, their powerful engines useless against the quantum forces holding them in place. "Sir," Lisa Brown called from her station, "we're detecting massive energy buildups in the alien fleet. They're diverting all power to their weapons." "Let them," Director Cole replied calmly. "It won't matter now." Dr. Stone nodded in agreement. Field stability at 98%. Beginning final displacement calculations. Her fingers danced across the controls as 50 years of preparation came to its climax. The alien ships fired their weapons simultaneously, thousands of energy beams and missiles streaming toward Earth. But as each projectile hit the quantum field, it simply stopped, frozen in place like the ships that launched them. "What is this technology?" Krell's voice was filled with fear for the first time. "This is impossible. You're a primitive species. You can't have this level of power." "Field stability at 100%, Dr. Stone announced. "Ready for final phase." Director Cole stepped forward, his voice firm as he addressed the alien commander one last time. "High Commander Krell, you were warned. You chose not to listen. Now observe humanity's true level of technology." He turned to Dr. Stone and nodded. "Execute final phase." Dr. Stone pressed her hand against the activation panel. Initiating quantum displacement. Void protocol reaching critical point. The energy web surrounding Earth pulsed with blinding intensity. Transfer beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The quantum field reached its peak power. In the command center, every screen showed the same image. 10,000 alien ships, 2 million alien troops, all their weapons and technology, caught in humanity's ultimate defensive trap. "Displacement field activated," Dr. Stone said quietly. "May God have mercy on their souls." The web of energy began to pulse, faster and faster, as the greatest defensive weapon ever created by human hands prepared to remove an entire invasion fleet from our universe. Time seemed to slow down in Earth's command center as the Void Protocol reached its final stage. The quantum web surrounding the planet glowed with an intensity that outshone the stars themselves. Dr. Stone's voice broke the tense silence. "Displacement in 3, 2, 1. In an instant that would be remembered throughout human history, the entire stellar Dominion fleet vanished. There was no explosion, no dramatic burst of energy, just a brief flash of blue light that rippled through space like a silent wave. Then nothing. Where moments before 10,000 warships had surrounded Earth, now there was only empty space and the fading glow of the quantum field. In the command center, everyone held their breath. "Status report," Director Cole ordered, his voice steady. Dr. Stone checked her readings, her hands moving quickly across multiple screens. "Quantum displacement successful, 100% transfer rate, no residual matter detected." She looked up, her eyes wide with the realization of what they had just accomplished. "We did it. The entire fleet is gone." Around the room, displays showed the results. 2 million alien soldiers, 10,000 ships, and all their weapons had been transferred to the void dimension. Earth's greatest defensive weapon had worked perfectly. "Incoming transmission," John Peters announced. "It's from the Dominion's home world. They're demanding to know what happened to their fleet." Director Cole nodded to Admiral Richards, who had just entered the command center. "Show them." The Admiral activated the transmission system, broadcasting the recorded footage of the fleet's disappearance to every corner of the stellar Dominion's empire. The message was clear. This is what happens when you ignore Earth's warnings. Lisa Brown's voice came from her monitoring station. "Sir, we're detecting massive information bursts from the quantum sensors. Data about the transfer is coming in." Dr. Stone moved to a new console, studying the incoming information. "The displacement was even more successful than we hoped. The entire fleet is intact, just removed from our universe. They're experiencing no time in the void dimension. For them, it will be like a single instant of existence, forever. Any chance they could escape? Admiral Richards asked. None, Dr. Stone replied firmly. The void dimension has no entry or exit points except the ones we create. Without our technology, they're trapped there permanently. She paused, looking at the empty space on the main screen. 10,000 ships, frozen in a single moment of time, serving as an eternal warning to anyone who might threaten Earth. Director Cole stood at the main window, looking up at the now empty sky. Send the secondary message to the Dominion leadership, he ordered. The message was simple but powerful. The fleet you sent to conquer Earth no longer exists in our universe. They are not dead. They are simply elsewhere. Remember this before you consider sending another fleet. Earth stands ready to defend itself. Around the planet, cheers erupted as news of the victory spread. 50 years of preparation and secrecy had paid off. Humanity had revealed itself as a power to be reckoned with, not through destruction, but through the application of superior technology. In orbit, the quantum displacement satellites returned to their dormant state, once again appearing as harmless communication devices and space debris. Earth's greatest weapon would remain hidden, ready to defend humanity again if needed. What do we do now? Lisa asked, breaking the contemplative silence in the command center. Admiral Richards smiled slightly. Now we wait. The Stellar Dominion just learned a very expensive lesson about underestimating primitive species. The question is, who else was watching? Dr. Stone turned from her console, her life's work finally proven successful. Whoever they are, they'll think twice before threatening Earth. Sometimes, the quietest voice carries the strongest warning. In the vast emptiness of space where the Dominion fleet had been, the last traces of blue energy faded away, leaving only stars, and a legend that would spread across the galaxy. 1 month after the disappearance of the Stellar Dominion fleet, Ambassador James Walker stood before the newly formed Galactic Council. The massive chamber, located on a neutral space station, was filled with representatives from 30 different alien civilizations. All of them had come to hear Earth's explanation of what had happened to the most powerful military force in the known galaxy. Walker looked around the room, noting how different things were now. No one was calling humans primitive anymore. The empty seats where the Dominion representatives should have been told their own story. The Empire had collapsed within weeks of losing its main fleet. Distinguished representatives, Walker began, his voice calm and clear. You've all seen the recordings of what happened when the Dominion fleet attacked Earth. Today, I'm here to explain why we chose to reveal our true capabilities in this way. The chamber was silent. Even the translation devices seemed to hum more quietly than usual. Every alien eye, whether they had 2 or 6, was fixed on the human ambassador. For 50 years, Earth kept its quantum displacement technology secret, not because we wanted to deceive anyone, but because we hoped to never use it. We wanted peaceful first contact. We wanted trade and friendship with other civilizations. Images appeared in the air above the council chamber, showing the Void Protocol in action. The alien representatives watched again as the blue energy web trapped and removed the Dominion fleet. But we also prepared for the possibility that we might meet those who only understand the language of power, Walker continued. The Dominion gave us no choice. They ignored our warnings. They threatened our world. They assumed that because we preferred peace, we must be weak. In the front row, a representative from one of the older spacefaring races raised a hand. What happened to the fleet? Are they truly still alive? Walker nodded. They exist in a dimension parallel to our own, in a single frozen moment of time. They are unharmed, but unreachable. Their fate serves as a reminder that technological advancement isn't always visible in the form of weapons and warships. The chamber erupted in murmured conversations. Walker waited patiently until they quieted down. Earth is now sharing some of its other technological advances with peaceful civilizations, he said. Our medical technologies, our clean energy systems, our terraforming capabilities. All are now available to our allies and trading partners. Director Cole and Dr. Stone, sitting in the Earth delegation section, exchanged satisfied looks. Their work had not only protected Earth, but had also opened the door to a new age of cooperation. But Walker's voice grew firmer. The Void Protocol remains active. Earth's quantum displacement network still surrounds our planet, hidden in plain sight. We hope to never use it again, but we will not hesitate if forced to do so. The head of the Galactic Council, an ancient being from a civilization that had explored space for millennia, stood up. Earth has proven itself to be both powerful and merciful. You could have destroyed the Dominion fleet, yet you chose a method that preserved life while demonstrating strength. The Council welcomes Earth as a full member. As applause filled the chamber, Walker thought about how far humanity had come. From a seemingly primitive species to a respected member of the galactic community, all because they had prepared for the worst while hoping for the best. Later, in the station's observation deck, Walker stood with Dr. Stone and Director Cole, watching Earth shine like a blue jewel in the distance. "Do you think they finally understand?" Dr. Stone asked. Walker smiled. "I think they understand perfectly. Sometimes, the quietest species carry the biggest stick. Earth's warnings will never be ignored again." Below them, trading ships from a dozen worlds moved peacefully through space, their crews no longer seeing Earth as an easy target, but as a planet of quiet strength and wisdom. A civilization that had mastered the art of speaking softly while possessing power beyond imagination.